2004, and he kept complaining about all the bugs, and then my brother's like, yeah, he just needs to pull up the landing gear, he just needs to hit control shift, and like he knew all the go arounds. So I guess that would be my thought, is like if somebody new comes in and they're to a like if that guy comes into flight simulator and he's saying it's broke, it's broke, it's broke, but then my brother's sitting there saying like, oh, you just needed to do this, you needed to do this. So really, I don't know, it's just interesting, like somebody can come in and think something's broke, but they just maybe don't know it as much as they should, or maybe sometimes it's really broke. But it was just interesting. It was just a cool thing to watch.
Right, but your brother talks about it with love and defending it, which we all do from time to time. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if someone else wants to shit on DCL, I have nothing but defense for it. But like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's just an interest. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I just wish that I could recapture the excitement I had for Decentraland in December of 2021.
You know what, I think a lot of that, like, think about, I mean, all of us, just like think about the sheer numbers of people coming in, and like when and everybody was new. It's almost like opening a, I don't know, opening a new mall at the same time, and everybody gets to experience it for the first time. So then, little groups formed, and it was like exciting because you didn't really know the limitations of how much you could like create here. So there was like, the baby dolls, the rich homie gang, Mariana. I mean, those who shall not be named, the Voldemorts of the digital world. But like it was exciting because we were all kind of like, I don't know, in a large way, like uh starting fresh with each other. And I think that that made like cool creative energy that now, I don't know, it's just different. It's like there's still creative energy, it's just like it's just different than it used to be. So
Yeah, different isn't always worse for sure. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the people, like, we're all too jaded on some level. Some of us more than others, certainly. As king of the jaded princes, I won't try to suggest all of you are half as jaded as I am. But I think on so, like, but we all have like something about this space that's bummed us out, or a friend we miss, and I feel like it's made it harder for us to be the best salespeople for the platform. If that makes any sense.
yeah, it
Oh,
does. I does. Go,
that's all today.
go ahead, Sin.
No, I mean, also, yes, we become jaded, but at the same time, there's a lot of good things that this platform does that other platforms really don't have. Well, yeah, but at least for me.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you just like, for me, I've had to just decide, like, is this still a place I can build in and grow in? Because yeah, there's bad stuff, but there's bad stuff everywhere. Like if you there's some bad stuff lots of other places, and so it's like it's okay. I think it's okay to be not happy with it here. It's like if you're content, I don't know. It's just maybe it's the imperfections that make us like we're still striving to make it better. But but I think people do have to decide, is it still a place for them? And if it's not, like it's okay to go. Cuz what really sucks is when somebody's like, I hate this place, it's awful, and they log in every day to remind everybody else how awful it is. It's like, you love it. You're trauma bonded. Get back here. Give me a big hug.
Yeah. I mean, and as time goes on, there will be more competition. There'll be more places for people to go. Um, so, I mean, to tell you the truth, it's I mean, anything could happen. Like, but I mean, personally, I do hope that the Central Land does thrive. But if it doesn't, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think the difference about here is like I could be complaining about the bugs in Roblox and have, pretty much low power, low control, and giving away 70% of anything I make. Or I can be here and like I can give away 2.5% of what I make and then have like way more power and control over like my build and what I do. Um, So I don't know. It's like the I guess the decentralization part of it still like really is a like benefit that I see here. That's like, yeah, you know, yeah, it sucks. Our world sucks, but it's our world. Like, yes, I know it's hosted on servers that aren't necessarily decentralized. Like, there's always like the caveat, like, yeah, but this. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to go be a Roblox character, like, or like Blocky. You know, I'm not. I don't want to go there. I'll go to Minecraft, but you know, yeah.
I will say I do enjoy being on Decentraland. Like on a personal level, I like the aesthetic of it. Um, and I mean, I was having a conversation with like Derek the other night, and I kind of like I said something along the lines of like, and we've spoken about it. The Central End kind of just has an identity issue. It doesn't. It it's trying to like build too much, but at the same time not having like a focus in a way. Is like, is it games? And if it is games, can your developers please develop games easier? Can you give them the tools? Or is it a social platform? But okay, so what are the boundaries there? Video, um, you know, definitely not games, but definitely would need to have access to like camera angles and different camera features. Um, I don't know. Like listening to Derek, kind of try to build a game. He's kind of it seems like he's hitting all these walls where normally on a like like normally on Unity, developing on Unity, it wouldn't be an issue. It's just a simple thing that he's trying to do that's just becoming a blocker. And good morning, Mariana.
Good morning, Sinful. Good morning, Canessa. Actually, I agree with that take. Sinful, like I think the Central Line has been trying to do, or trying to tackle a different solution for a lot of things between gaming and whatnot, and kind of figure out this focus. I feel like the Central Line would have been like great if they figured out a way to do like a social media aspect of it with, like pretty much taking the photos, but like I don't know, doing something more with it or making like a Farcaster type thing within World. Like I feel like they could have tackled that somehow better or some sort of, I don't know, like a not an InfoFi because there's like a lot of bots with that. But I don't know, something better with like InfoFi
The
or
first
social media.
3D social media. Is that what you're hinting at?
Yeah, like it's like exactly like and I'm glad like our Twitter community kind of did that with like all our screenshots over the years. But it sucks that we have to go to, Twitter. And I feel like they spoke about it a few years ago like, "Hey, we're going to create something like I don't know, like
Think we had
if
a grant. Wasn't that Instaverse? I mean, I think we gave like
no,
$150,000 to make 3D
Th
social
no,
media.
no, that was just if you wanna show off your other social medias, like your Instagram. Like, yeah, it was more so like a build saying like, "Oh, yeah, if you wanna integrate these cool frames of your Instagram posts," I think that's what it was more like.
So
But it
how
was
like how would that look if we were to do like let's just yeah, what would it
like
look like if you were going to
right. No, because like, imagine, like, you log in, and instead of going into well, you can go to Genesis Plaza, but imagine, like, there being, like, a scroll feature where you can, like, scroll through feeds, like or I don't know, something more immersive with social media, I don't know. So imagine, like, your Twitter feed right in front of your face in the central land somehow.
that
Uh,
would be I mean, that would be really cool if you because people could be like make a post
right.
like, "Hey, come to, these core free
Exactly.
wearable," or it could yeah,
Or
that's
or imagine, like, gamifying it too, like, it being, like, a screenshot. You know how there's, like, those, like, shooter games, and, like, to like a post, you have to, like, throw, like, a water balloon at it or something. I'm gonna like this post with a water balloon.
oh my
Or maybe
god.
water balloon is more like if you hate the post, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like emote. You could emote like blow a kiss at it for the heart, or you could be like
Yeah,
you know,
No,
stomp on
exactly,
it if you
exactly, but, like, an interactive social media, and I feel like they were trying to do something with, with, like, the whole photo reels feature that they had, but I feel like they kind of missed a good opportunity to make it a little bit better. But just thinking out loud. Um,
I like that.
yeah, maybe one day we can figure that out. We'll have to ask Lastrom how possible that is. So yeah, I kind of want to see like like a social media immersive experience. So, but I did want to say hello really quick. I'm actually about to go to another wedding.
Oh, how
So
has your summer been?
it's been busy between studying and going to
Oh my gosh.
family weddings, but yeah. Well, technically, I only went to two, but they're tiring. So, but yeah, just hanging in there. Can't believe it's already August somehow.
Are you excited for fall when it kind of like when the weather kind of turns and then you can chill inside and study and you won't I don't know. It's just like
I am. Well, hopefully, I won't have to study more past in the fall. But I'm really ready for like the leaves. Like, I wish we had like a fall festival in the Central Land, like where we like
yes.
maybe we all have to like manifest it into existence, like where there's like a simulation of like the leaves going down, or you can like see like the foliage change. So I think that'd be really cool.
Thinking about that this morning because I'm at my mom's and she's got the decor, the pumpkin spice decor is like I can see a few things creeping out here and there. Um,
Yeah,
she's still in summer mode, but then I was like, yeah, what if we had the change of seasons? But then I thought about like, well, Argentina's on the other side of the hemisphere, so right now they're coming into
summer.
spring. Yeah, like they're almost in. Yeah, it's winter and then almost into spring.
Oh yeah, right.
And so then like whose continent would get like superiority? Or we could split Decentraland in two hemispheres. Actually, that'd be cool. The like northern part of the map. And so,
Ooh. That's, like, kinda giving me, like, Animal Crossing vibes. Well, Animal Crossing is, like, the whole thing, but I feel like there was, like, a division maybe, but yeah, like a seasonal map.
yeah.
Or some snow on the ground. Well, that's too early to think about.
I love the snow. Like when that came down and back a way long time ago in Webkin's world, there would be
Oh,
snow
yeah.
fall. And then like it would be there and you couldn't control it and you couldn't hack it. So you would get pictures and you knew that the snow, would like you knew that how old it was based on kind of those things. And it was always something I think to look forward to. And in Decentraland too, when the snow fell, it was nice. But I don't know how they do that, with like all the topography now. Like does the snow rest in the trees? Does it sit on top of the rocks?
That's true.
You're probably "Ah, no.
Only a question for the developers, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't.
Well, it's so nice to hear
Yeah.
your voice here
Yeah, I thought I would say hello before I had to run.
and congratulations for putting your nomination in for the Dow Council. Yours was really long, so as I
I know,
was
I'm sorry. I should have
uh,
made it short. I ramble.
no,
But
that's good. I think I almost ruined it a few times, like trying to get, it's 3,000 spaces. So I was like, well, if I
yeah,
come here and then add it down here, I was like, I better not mess this up. So no, definitely, good to see your name there and best of
yeah,
luck.
yeah. It's no pressure. So I don't know. But thank you.
Speaking
But
of the Dow Council, Fez is adamant that this was your guys' busiest month ever and that he's not going to give me his $1,000 worth of mana so that I can host giveaways. So, Vanessa, can you confirm this was the most meetings the Dow Council's had in 1 month?
Yes, yes, I can confirm, and I can confirm that for a lot of those meetings, I had to go through a lot of hoops to make them happen. On one meeting, I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and hike up a mountain so that I could get
Oh,
service for a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning. And so that one, and then I had to hide from the people driving by that own the ranch that we were on because they'll shoot people in the woods. Um, so that was
I,
I'm
I,
that like,
I don't think that honestly, 'cause I think maybe you could have missed that meeting if you're hiding from people who will shoot humans. I would say priorities.
that is a priority. And you know what? Like I that's okay. They're gold miners. They're like rough California gold mine people. I mean, it's just I've done it before. Like it's okay. But yes, I will say like lots of meetings, even though there might not be lots of proposals out in the works, we're working on a lot, and pretty soon they will be posted as you know. I think there's a timeline we're trying to stick to, and uh, yeah, it's
See,
the president's not lying.
that's dedication, Canessa. Like, oh yeah, hold on, guys, we're back. I just gotta, climb this mountain really quick just to take this call. Like, I don't think anyone has shown such commitment like that. So, well, to yet see the other council members be like,
Okay.
yeah, I just had to get out of the pool really quick, hike
Yeah, she's the
through.
only one actually earning her $1,000 a month. That's for sure.
No, no, no. Well, the crazy thing is like, I mean, I was just sitting there in the brush of this mountainside thinking like this is so freaking cool. Like I can be here in Northern California and then somebody is in Singapore, somebody at the time was in Germany, somebody was in Argentina. Like I can't believe that we're able to I still can't believe we're able to do that. Like a global call with people all around the world.
I will
I'm from the
eventually
19th
steal that for a piece of fiction because I do like the idea of like a fiction where like there's a character hiding in the woods during a metaverse meeting. Because that's the one thing I've realized that my vision for my metaverse book is lacking is like Ready Player One and crap, I can't remember the other one that we all had to read the name, but like they all have a real world component. I feel like your metaverse book isn't a metaverse book if you don't have them come in and out of the real world at least a couple times.
That is true. That is true. Um, yeah. Well, anywhere else, if we had just gone to like a buffalo ranch, it would have been way more chill. But like I said, this is a active gold claim, and so they were telling a story about how like the State Department was trying to help them like do fire suppression, and the nice people, like the ecologists that were cutting the brush, were on their land, surveying like where to cut the brush, and the neighbors called them and like the whole it's a family run business, so the whole family runs out there with their guns, like who the heck's on their land, and they were like in in all the time they've never seen a person on their land walking, and so yeah, so I was like, well, shit, like I hope, yeah, I mean, I'm it's not my first rodeo. I've hidden in the woods before, so they didn't see me. They I covered my tracks when I was at that meeting.
Well, I'm about to drive. I gotta pick up my grandma. So if I stop talking or if I just like randomly drop, it's because my grandma has entered my car.
Aw. Well,
Yeah, honey.
thank you for being here, Miranda.
Yeah, thank you. I will see you guys around, but I'll listen for another 10 minutes or so.
Okay, bye.
Uh, I love to hear it. I mean, like you were saying, like it's amazing how people from all around the world can have a meeting, and I'm just like thinking of like the people around the world, like what journeys or whatever they had to take in order to be at that meeting. You like climbing up a mountain or something. um, maybe like someone else is like has to like swim inland from an island to like the mainland.
Well, I think like connection to the internet is something that like we all just have very different perspectives. Like I live in the west coast of the United States in the mountains. So like if I walk 5 minutes from my house, I lose service. So then Metareek was like, he's like, I can't get away from the wireless. Cause I was like, yeah, I'm away from wireless for like 5 days, not even a week, but 5 days. Like, can I do it? This is like a Mr. Beast challenge. And he was like, I would love that because I can never get away because there's just everywhere he goes in Singapore, it's connected because it's just there's no dead spots. So I think it's really interesting, just like if you live in, rural or rugged areas, you're just gonna lose people, in a call if you're like traveling. And then the rest of the world, they're gonna be like, why did they hang up? Because they might not realize like how just like connectivity is not given.
I want to talk about Meta Ryuk for a second because I got something to say about that fellow. His biceps are fucking gigantic. How much do you think that man can curl? He's huge. when I saw the photo of this man, I was like, damn, this is the guy that's been arguing with me about District X for all this time. Like, maybe, we'll just let District X have it. They can just have it. If Meta Ryuk's their enforcer, it's all theirs. The man is yoked. What's his
Yeah.
deadlift?
Yeah.
300? Crazy.
Yep.
Nerds
You better
aren't
stand up.
supposed to look like that.
But I will say that uh he did believe that Jenko and I were trying to kill him. Like he did say multiple times that we were trying to kill him. Because we took him on a hike. And I may or may not have been in sandals. And he's like he was and then Jenko is like, National Geographic Discovery Channel photographer. So I'm like, well, these are not the tour guides that should be taking Metaryuk to this cliffside. But he did claim it for the entire nation of Singapore, and uh, it was good. But I don't think that they have any elevation gain in Singapore, so he did a really good job.
Got it. So if I in a conflict with Meta Ryuk, run uphill. Noted.
Oh yeah, just run, like just run uphill, because I mean I think you're golden. It's like a grizzly bear, right? There's like
The
one thing they
opposite.
can
You
run
run
fast.
downhill to get away from
Yeah,
bears.
yeah, yeah. So Metaru I mean, you could run downhill too, I think. Yeah, but he was such a trooper. He was good, and he got into some beautiful country. Mariana she was hardcore. She went all the way down. She got the best pictures. But yeah.
Well, she's always doing those like soul cycle spin challenge things. I suspect her cardio game is, it's up there with the former student athletes like Kim.
I think so. Oh, okay. So let's see. I see some new faces, I should say, not new friends, because they're old friends. But Sir Dejan, hello, hello. It's been a while since I've seen you. Metabeast, Dr. Drip, Valens, and of course Jim. And not to leave out Rustan Alpha. Just hello, hello. Welcome everybody. And let's see, this was a big week for A Kid Called Beast, the party that we had at Rustan's. And beyond the NFT, do you want to chat a little bit about that, since it's your baby?
Yeah. I mean, Beyond the NFT was actually like a surprise to me. Like, I guess initially maybe I just understood that like it was gonna be like Rustan and Make and like maybe other people, but they were like I I wasn't told until like everyone popped in. I'm like, oh, everyone's in the show. Good. And let's do this. But it was like the best kind of surprise because I mean, all beasts, all friends of mine that like have been on the show, like some like have been on the show countless times, like many times, and yeah, so um, I feel like it was very fitting. And of course, we had Rafsby, and I mean, as like something like that, it was just very. I had a lot of fun personally. I loved how like the conversations kind of developed naturally. As a host, I was, you know, didn't have to like butt in and like move the conversation, sway the conversation in any direction because like you guys were kind of doing it yourselves and like even to have Raph just speak as like his natural self, like I feel like it was a more relaxed thing and he appreciated that. So uh, yes, Beyond the NFT is my baby.
Was there any alpha on when the anime beasts were coming out? Because I feel like they've fallen in the cracks, these little anime beasts.
So like we did ask about that. He did speak a bit about it. Like he said that like if there was gonna be an anime beast like release, like it may be closer to the fall or winter um than
Why did you say if there is an anime beast release?
well
No, don't you mean
well
when?
like what like the thing is, well no, there will be, it's just like I don't know, he also spoke a little bit about um just keeping a healthy pipeline of like products coming out for beast holders to like be excited for.
Oh
So
yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense that they're not going to happen within 4 weeks of the toys for sure.
And I think he talked in the past about like releasing it when the market conditions were more optimal, and the person making those, like, they're all hand drawn, like it's not computer generated at all, which is insane to me. And it's giving them more time to go through and like just fine tune everything. So I think they know what they got. Like I think they know that that collection is gonna be hot, and so they probably want to release it when the most people can take advantage of it. And yeah, I think just balance, I think he's like he did talk about that, like feeling, in the past sometimes like burnt out. And so now he's got some different, like better, healthier things to kind of keep balance, like music. And but I know I can't wait for those beasts.
yep, and also the reason, like with my comment about the pipeline, he did mention that perhaps there may be a open beta within like this coming fall or winter. So like I kind of thought in my head, maybe he'll try to stretch it out a little bit. But yes, many exciting things. Yeah, open possible beta testing for the Kid Called Beast metaverse.
I mean, he's doing a lot. Like, and if you guys get any of this swag, like I got the glasses. They're a little, well, they're not prescription, so I don't wear them much. But like got them out this weekend and looked, and they're so nice. Like they
Oh, you
quality.
know,
So
the quality of their merch is really good. I totally
yeah,
agree. And I've one of those. Well, I got the clear ones because they didn't have the white when I ordered, and I've gotten compliments on them from rich strangers, no less, in this hoity-toity town I live in. So they are, they get the respect. They are, and the beanie, the balaclava is fantastic too.
Yeah, yes. Oh, and Canessa, Make got his with prescription lenses, so he was able to do that. So, uh,
yeah.
He did say he spent like hundreds of dollars to put them in himself or something. I feel like he said.
yeah. I think he said
Oh,
he
I
would
bet.
like spend a little monies, but I'm just throwing it out there that it's possible.
Yeah, I think that's the other reason is like I'd have to put them on top of my glasses, and in order to actually use them. And I was like, I'll just get them anyway. Sometimes, it doesn't matter. But uh, yeah, maybe I'll see what my eye people can do. And but they are. I did get the whites, and they're out there. You better get ready for some looks because they are asking. They're basically saying, "Everyone, please look at me." So I think that's the other part. I'm not ready to walk down the street with them.
That's how I feel with the balaclava on, because I'm just like I am not a walk around with Mickey Mouse ears kind of guy. That's not my vibe. But it's the quality of
Is
the
that
materials on point.
is it pulled over your face, and are you like a bank robber? Because
Wait,
that might be a
it,
little bit
it
disconcerting.
does, but it has like its hat mode is fantastic. Like there's enough material that you can go full hat, but it does have the pull down potential, which I like because delivering mail in winter climates, it's good to have a little face action. I look forward to giving it a little test this coming winter because I got mine like right after the last snow had melted this spring like a sucker.
Yeah, I used mine for last winter when I was grooming cross country ski trails on a snowmobile, and it was helpful. But the like piece right between your eyes, like it shows up on each eye. Like I don't know. To me, it was like, oh, this is gonna bug the shit out of me. I can't do this. But it was nice just to like protect your whole face. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't wear balaclavas like full ski masks very often, so I'm not sure if that's normally a problem with people. But yeah, let us know how it goes. And I'm on the website right now looking at like the raffles. Does anybody else do the raffles for a Kick Beast ever?
I haven't because
Speaking.
I've been saving up my points because I want to get an anime beast. I now officially am pretty sure we'll have enough points, but I'm just still so paranoid. It's half the reason I want the anime beast to drop, just so that I can start entering raffles without fear.
So
And how about
speaking of the raffles, I know that Pinch, my co-host for the Meta Beast roaming party, he last week he dropped all his points on a raffle and like everything he had and came out with the win. He
you? Was it the raffle for the Bit Beast or for the Big Beast?
the main the original.
Wow, that's nice. I enter every single week and I have won a Bit Beast once. And I enter both.
How many entries do you do?
Um Probably like 5 on the Bit Beast, so like 50 Bit Beast points and then I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 3 on the Big Beasts. I'm like perpetually at the same number, so I like keep submitting. I like give I burn everything I earn. And like you can go back and look and see how many people like the last Bit Beast one, 1,226 people entered. Before that it was 1806, 1860, 2358. So you can kind of see based on like the beasts that they're giving away if they're like high demand or low demand. So sometimes if it's like not oh yeah, here's 756 people entered this one. So if they're not as cool, then you have a better chance of getting them.
Sorry, I'm over here showing Artista where his his spot is.
Nice. Well, I can't log in because of the Wi-Fi at mom's house, so I am not in world because the computer is like not didn't I don't know, you can't find it.
Computer no find. Okay, I believe it's here. It's around here somewhere, I believe. Native. Oh, I'm perfectly on the spot. Okay, so
So there's more more viewers than early when we talked about it. But if anybody is interested in um, having some art in Art Week, there's a channel in CBD, the CBD Discord. Come find us there. We still have land, like if you want to put a build in, or if you just want to, if you have a couple pieces of art that you want to throw up on the wall, I might hunt you down if you don't say, yeah, I want to do it. I might be like, hey, you're doing it. Um, Yes, but get in touch with us if you are interested.
all right. I'm making my way back to the cantina. I don't know if I'm unmuted. Can you hear me, Vanessa?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, I am unmuted. Okay, on my way back to the cantina now. I love how the CBD3 here build is like, uh up high above. Like I feel like it like is that build a heavy build? Like could we like build a like even like little neighborhood under it?
I mean, we could. It would just be trying to think of why we couldn't. Yeah, I think we could. The we need like Madamus is the one that did a lot of the stuff to get there, but I think I could do a teleport. I think ultimately, if we want to build that, like a lot of stuff out, it needs to be one operator that can just pile stuff. Because I think that's what it should be. It's just like piled high, um, and then like I guess built like a regular city would be built where you're not gonna just tear everything down every time you want to put something else up. You're not gonna like build a cool club and then build like tear it down and then next week you're going to build like a parkour like in the real world you'd put the club up and then you'd find a way for the parkour to go over it. So I feel like that's what you need for like your little city there. um just like continually add to it. Plus it's just so much work to continually like create a brand new build, swap it out, and then create a brand new build and swap it out.
I see, I see. Just a lot of work, a lot of time. I wonder how it could just be made easy.
I think just slowly add to it. Like that's the like back when I would have the CBD spaces on my 9 piece, it was like a brand new build or like I would swap it out completely. Um but now like Cantina just stays that way and I've added stuff like when I did the New Year's Eve party, I did like the diamond up there. But I didn't like eradicate the whole build. I just threw, different parts, made it like a different staircase and then changed the wallpaper or the wrapping paper on um the lighthouse, and then same with the Christmas build where the lighthouse was still there. Now then I made it like a candy cane, and then I added a snow globe. So it's just way easier if you have like the skeleton of the scene, and then you could still change stuff and like kind of make it new. Because that's one thing I do miss about the old CBD build is like just throwing in new builds and nobody knows what it's going to be. And you might have a favorite build and it goes away for a while, like the Oktoberfest autumn one. I got to bring that back.
I think what's more near and dear to people's hearts, maybe your Mardi Gras build. That was a one and doneer. Well, until next year, of course.
Yes, yes, and I love that. I think it has to be special. And see, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. If we all just took 1 month of the year, one party, and you just do one party a year, but if we all did that, like look at how many there. If we all did that in this room, we'd have a party a month, and so it would. I don't know. I think it was like National Root Beer Day this week, so we could like celebrate that, or could we? Is there like national or like I guess we would need international, but like National Metaverse Day or National Chocolate Day. We could have like a chocolate themed party. Um, yeah, I don't know when. Let's see, Sinful. What kind of party would you have? Like,
Have a party with just cats everywhere, but that's
yeah,
besides the point. Um, um, crap. What was I? Oh, before the thought leaves in my head, leaves my head. I see Longshot in the listeners. He is co-founder of uh, Pixel Palette Nation. Um, and Canessa, if you're still looking for any artists, perhaps maybe even within his community, there are uh, and some artists that would like to contribute. So even if it may be with like just a art piece, or I don't know if maybe some of them are interested in going in deeper and building something of their own.
yeah, definitely. Hit us up. We're making kind of a community art area for the Decentraland Art Week, which is in September. I think September 25th through the 29th. So yeah, let's see. He is requesting. How are you? Welcome.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for the shout out there, Sinful. Yeah, man, it's been a little while since I've been able to pop in here. Things have been hectic. But yeah, I mean the artists in PPN, they're always looking for new things to get involved with. I didn't quite catch, is it I'm assuming a Decentraland thing, so 3D.
Yeah, so it's there's the main festival like Art Week for Decentraland, and I think a lot of that is 3D. But what we're doing is hosting like our own kind of like CBD. It's kind of all in the same area. People don't have to be like, active in CBD to have their art there. It's just another place to display art, because I know some people, they did not get their art in the deadline, and there was like 3 times as many applicants as the main foundation could accept people to come in. So there's just a lot more artists that want to have their art featured than Decentraland has the room for. And I think they have the room, it's just like in that specific build with the vision that they have. So we have a bunch of land in one spot, and we're just, saying whoever wants to build, you can come in. We'll just delegate like the land rights to people, and they can, create their build, put it in. Or if people have just like a few pieces they want to display, I can handle a little bit. Like I'm like, okay, now let's see, how could we do this? Like, I don't know if there would be one, person in your community who could hang, different art for people. But like the art I'm putting in, it's 2D, it's real world art, it's not digital, or it's digitized. But so I think like anything goes. People can do sculptures, but um I think this is nice because if somebody isn't quite like, if they're just wanting to dabble in art, and maybe they're not ready to be like a featured artist, because that's a pretty big jump for just like smaller artists. They might just want to have their art, in there and participate, but not like a headliner artist. This is a good way to do that. Just people put their art out there for friends to see, and yeah, like celebrate the creative process and everything like that.
Yeah, it sounds super cool. When is the art week, the Decentraland Art Week?
It is September 25th. I'm just going to grab September 24th through the 27th, and I'm going to pin some information at the top. The theme is Touch Grass, which is such a perfect theme. But not everybody is, creating art around that theme. And yeah, right up there at the top. So feel free. I think if they want to, do something, the communication for that is in the CBD Discord. And I'm going to try my best to get everybody who wants to show their art in there. And there's going to be tours. My guess is there's going to be like ABC tours we'll go through, and then we're working with Bay, the curator of the entire show. And um, so hopefully, I'm guessing that there would be like Twitter spaces and different things like that people could interact with as well.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds very cool. I bookmarked the post that you had sent, and I know Decentraland, like the account comes and hangs out with you guys on these spaces sometimes. But yeah, if you guys want, a different location or a different community to do spaces with, feel free to reach out. We usually host the Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, I live in Mountain Standard, so I always have to add the 2 hours, so it messes me up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool. It would be super cool. I've always talked to Sinful about doing some sort of art show in Decentraland. We've just never been able to actually like get it done, right? So I do try to pop in here as much as I can to see if we can make something happen one day, because I think it would be awesome. We've done shows in like Spatial and on Cyber, like a few of those other metaverse type platforms, but Decentraland is OG, right? I mean, it's the first metaverse, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, to get involved with this, even if it's at a capacity that's like maybe just down the street, right, in the Decentraland world, I think that would be super cool. And we definitely have a ton of artists that I'm sure would be incredibly interested in showcasing, either digital or physical works. We have people that do a pretty broad scope of both. The 3D side of it, though, like when it comes to actual metaverse builders, I would really have to dig kind of deep, right? We kind of cater more towards like generative AI or code or that type of stuff, like stills or short animations. or even just longer like feature type films. But yeah, I think it would be incredibly interesting. And then outside of that, right, we're actually going to be launching an open call platform here in the next couple of weeks that we have a few decent partners lined up to host some pretty big open calls. So hoping to build up the user base on there. So we'll have just like a massive database of artists that we can always, connect to professionals who are looking to do events or, host whatever it is. So yeah, if you guys want, something to connect with, I feel like we could do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And, sometimes deadlines are nice because they get you to actually like get your stuff together and do it by a certain time. But, it doesn't like a collaboration doesn't necessarily need to happen just for Art Week. It could be more of like a lasting, experience. And I think most of the stuff that we're going to install, I'm hoping that like it can just stay there for, until we need to use the land. We have a lot of land to use, so it's definitely nice to see people getting in there and putting it to use. And we have like single parcels, double parcels. We might have a 4 piece left, I think, for people to use. But yeah, it'd be really cool. I mean, even if like we just kind of gave you the tools to show you how to get started, and then you had somebody in your community who can swap out the images. And there's a lot of artists in here too that might be interested in that open call. So um, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
could I ask about the tool set? Is it like Unreal Engine that you'd have to use to create some of the assets that go inside of the metaverse itself?
No, we are built on Unity, and then that's just the engine that it's built on. Um, what most of us do is we build it in Blender, which is 3D modeling. You can animate in there. You can, like, I'm thinking for some of your artists, if they're doing more like procedural or like 2D animation, you can take that 2D and then actually like you could have it on a 3D item. Like you could project it on a sphere, and then all of a sudden you have the texture that they created. But then you have it, you could be like, it could be rounded. It could be like, I always like to think of like walking through a tunnel and you're surrounded by the art. Like there's so much you can do with the 3D tools, and then you walk your avatar through it that you really are like way more immersed than just looking at a 2D picture on the wall. So I think that like that's the cool place where really like the mind is, you could play around with a bunch of cool shit. But yeah, Blender's the way to do it. And then you import that, it's then a GLB file. You import that and then you have it inside Decentraland. But for people like, if it's just 2D art you want to display as 2D art, you can just, display that as well. So it's a lot like a normal art gallery in the real world. But we were just talking this morning how we really have to like start breaking the mold and start like doing more challenging stuff, because we don't have the same constraints. Like we could be walking, it could be upside down in the air, and like we should really make, yeah, like stretch the limits of what we can do.
I am always down to stretch some limits and try to break some things. Like dead serious. If you guys want to do something, I am so down to try and just, see what we can make happen. It's crazy that you brought up the tunnel idea because we partnered with a company out of Albania. Their name was Balkans Crypto. It was like one of the first Web3 events in the Balkans in Europe. I think they roughly had about 500 people who showed up for it. And our role in it, right, was the art side of it. We brought the creativity. And their whole setup, when we initially talked to them, was like a immersive tunnel that was 100% surrounded by screens. That people could just walk through, right? And the ideas that they had were kind of crazy. They wanted to put cameras inside of it to scan people. So once they got to the end of the tunnel, if they wanted, they could have essentially like a 3D digital avatar of themselves that they could either put on chain or just take and have the file for, which was insane. End of the day though came around, and some of that technology was just a little bit out of price. But still, they were able to take the immersive works because we curated a specific like immersive AI video curation. It was featured on the foundation homepage with some of the artists' work individually featured. Just because I mean, it was crazy the collection. just the amount of work that people put into it, because we initially had told them that it was going to be in this immersive tunnel, and you had to watch out for glitch art and things like that, because we couldn't have people walking through this tunnel and essentially like having a seizure because of the amount of work. But yeah, I mean, being able to do that stuff in the digital world, I would imagine is significantly easier. And you can just make, I mean, some of the craziest stuff. So yeah, I'm so down to explore.
That is awesome. And yeah, I was thinking you could probably code it to some extent and like verify, like, okay, this is what it kind of looks like in the digital world. Then maybe, okay, now we need to buy that like $80,000 MRI scanner, whatever, craziness it was. Or like it would be wild if you did that in the real world and then take the avatar and then walk through it again as your avatar. That'd be like meta, oh, that'd be and then have it scanned and then no, like turn it back into the real world. No, I guess we couldn't do that. Create a new human. But like or 3D print it. So then it'd be like copy of a copy of a copy. But I digress. Yolantis came up here and Yolantis is I think she's like one of our experts of all this stuff. So Yolantis, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Is my audio okay?
Yes, sounds great.
Thank you. Hi, Longshot. Long time no see. So, Longshot and I met at a gallery in Denver a couple years ago. I had an AI artwork on the walls in a real gallery, and that's he came around and we had some chats. And now I'm a member of PPN, and I just heard PPN Space an hour ago. Um, and PPN is just their Discord is amazing, you all, and you have a lot of tutorials about safety and security and how not to get scammed. I love it. I should pop in there more often. But I wanted to give you an idea, long shot, because you had some of the questions that I heard you asking was do you have to be a 3D builder, and what does it look like to be a 2D artist inside of Decentraland. So Decentraland is low poly. We know this, and what I did with Canessa was Canessa reached out to me, and we partnered with this La Cantina build. If you can see the video feed on X of this space, they are showing the La Cantina build right now. I gave her some 2D patterns, seamless patterns for her to apply to her building. So I don't have to know how to use Blender when I can partner with Canessa. So I gave her a couple of patterns and she chose one for the ceiling under La Cantina's little portico there. And it's still up there right now. And she also had during that week it happened when she debuted La Cantina build, she had artworks in 2D frames inside the tunnels of the caves that are under the build. So you could walk through, float through because it's water, and see different art on the wall of the cave. And I had a couple of pieces in there too, still pieces. So those are a couple of ways that people who are not 3D builders can participate by um, applying, you call it a material, right? I was going to say a texture, but it's like a material to a wall or 2D art inside like a frame. And Canessa, can you tell me if you can import NFTs that are like on OpenSea or other platforms?
That's a good question. I haven't tried it. I think Rustan has done it many times.
You
They
used to be able to, but I don't know if it still
yeah.
works with a new client.
Yeah, and I think they changed a few things, so I found a different method to do it, and now I need to go back and um figure out what it like maybe it's just seamless, but I haven't done it for a long time. I know that it was like layer 1 NFTs. We definitely could.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I need to
sometimes the layer 2 is harder for you to call. And right now our feed is showing the tunnels. It's really fun. I love these tunnels, kind of so all the artwork hidden away. It's just like a trip of discovery.
Well, it was neat, and it was I tried to as much as I could curate like the Zhenko, who is he's a photographer for Discovery Channel and I believe National Geographic, but he did a lot of work with like, I mean, he's an underwater photographer. He swims with sharks and alligators. So it was really fun. I was like, okay, whose art is going to be down in the water and whose art is going to be up above? And I did try to make it like, as you go up in the build, the art is different that you're going to see up there. But I wanted the avatar's legs to be in the water looking at these, like the alligator that's in the water that he said he almost died taking that picture, I think. And then like, sharks, and I believe there were big hippos. So it was fun just to kind of play with the mood of the scene. Like, and that's something you can't do in the real world. You can't make an art gallery and be like, well, I'm gonna force all my patrons to walk through, knee deep water so that they can like look at the sharks. And I mean, I should have had like a shark fin. That could have been
I
easy
think
to
you
have.
could. I think someone should force people to do that. That sounds like an
Mm.
amazing art
You know,
experience.
I would seriously go to that because it's on my bucket list to like go swim with sharks in an aquarium. So I bet they could like not guarantee your safety, but I bet they could guarantee it within a window of like 95% safe to like go and do that with certain shark varieties. So
Well, I would be cheering you on 100% from the sidelines. But honestly, it makes me wonder, at least on the 3D building side. So there's like all these vibe coding tools available to people today, right? Specifically, the one that comes to mind, Transient Labs just put out a tool called Juno, which is essentially like, a tool that you can natural language prompt to vibe code artwork. PJ5S or man, I'm forgetting the other 3D coding language, but whatever the other languages, I'm definitely not a coder. But I wonder, there has to be other models out there that allow people to kind of access things like Blender or other, 3D rendering tools to be able to use them at a
Yeah.
much easier level, right?
Yeah, we have that's already invented. Let me see if I can check my checklist. I write this stuff down when I find out. So like there is a plugin for Blender that you can vibe code it. And I'm looking for the name of it now. Oh,
Yeah, definitely smart
keep
to write it
going.
down. 100%. Yeah, but
It is
Is there one that's
it is
cool and good? Because the few like AI 3D generating tools I've found, they have made me the most horrifying pizza
I don't know.
palaces and apartments.
I don't know about that. It's like Blender MCP connects with Claude Sonnet. And that's what I wrote down.
connects with, can you text that to me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And J-Rod, there's a tool I talked about it on our space this morning. I think it's called Spline. And it's like a 3D rendering based on natural language. And I mean, I can't remember exactly what I asked for, but I essentially just got like a blob of some unmistakable or unrealized shape. I don't even really know how to describe it. So yeah, but back when OpenAI first launched customized GPTs, I did see some guy create some sort of GPT that like watched your screen as you were on Blender, and it could tell you, based on you just talking to it, the next steps you had to take to create the thing. But then, OpenAI monetized the customized GPTs, and that one definitely got monetized at a high price, so it was a little bit unreachable for some. But yeah, I mean, I would just imagine, right? Like, I mean, tools like Lovable, where people are building full based platforms with front end and back end integration. There has to be something out there that does some pretty decent, 3D work. I would imagine.
that just made me think of Spongetron, the AI that is programmed and lives in Decentraland, but he's programmed to be kind of sarcastic. Like if you had Spongetron watch you work in Blender, I think he'd be like, "What are you doing that for? Like, are you serious? Like that wall, you're gonna put a collider there? Like, I figured you would do that." And I don't know why, but you could have like a nice one. Like, oh,
I,
that's
I, I learn better when my teachers are mean, so I think that SpongeTron will be an excellent
oh my god.
teacher.
I just crawl under the desk. Great. Okay. Well, maybe Toxic can put some blender skills in there just for you, Jared.
speaking of toxic, she did just pull up to the La Cantina on Decentraland. She's saying hi, friends, and also welcome. He knows gaming. He just pulled up to the Cantina as well.
Yay! I think he's still got some booze upstairs.
Before we started talking about art, you had asked about parties, and I was going to mention and promote the AFK event because the first week, this one, it went smashingly considering minimal promotion. But I think people were just drawn to the thought, like, wait, I can hang out in DCL and just do whatever I want on YouTube myself. So, you know, we welcomed Wondermind back this week, so people now hopefully people will spend some more time there. But I'm thinking, Vanessa, and I don't think you're gonna love this idea, but I think you'll understand. But I want to do this week's AFK at the Dex Lounge to reminisce about the good old peak Joy DG days back before it was check tables and overcrowded nonsense with big ugly buildings. The Dex Lounge, Canessa,
I
that's still my favorite build, and it's so sad that it just is there unused, owned probably by Jason X, and any day now it'll just be demolished. So we got a party there one last time. So this Wednesday at the Dex Lounge, 6 p.m. EST, because Masca did ask that I do it 1 hour earlier, so that she did not just have to go to bed. So come, come and be alone with friends.
in ghost town of a build that's gonna be destroyed. So that
We go from that's my mission, Vanessa. I'm just gonna go from build to build, and never my own property, and just enjoy. It's just pop up raves where you provide your own music.
that's great. I love that. All right. Well, thank you. We'll definitely do that. And let's see, long shot. Just so we make sure that we can stay connected. If you are in the CBD Discord, there's a channel for CBD Art Week. You could also just post in the general chat just to make sure. Like, if you don't see it, maybe some permissions we have to. Like, we realize a lot of people still had new user role, but they've been there for like years. I think Sinful just still had new user roles, so we might have to change some of that. But definitely should stay connected. And I love hearing you and Yolantis talk about all the things that you guys are doing, because it's so crazy and so forward thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yolantis, we got to hang out in New York as well this year. And I had McDonald's for the first time in like, I don't know, like 10 years probably. And it
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
nearly as bad as I remembered it being.
That McDonald's was wild because it was a double decker. It was like a two-story because everything is compacted in New York. So you actually order on a kiosk, and then you wait for your food. You get your food. You could take it upstairs, but the bouncer wouldn't let me upstairs because I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat anything at McDonald's, and so I couldn't go up and join you all. Because they had security who says, no, if you don't have food from McDonald's, you can't go up.
And for everyone else thinking to themselves, why didn't you get French fries? You want this? You guys should know that they use beef tallow to make their French
I
fries.
know.
So
I know. So I went outside to the food trucks, and in New York, this is, I guess, it's a never-ending saga where the police are standing there next to a illegally parked food truck, trying to convince him to shut down and move. And the food truck owner is arguing with the police, saying, "No, no, no, I have business here." And I ordered falafel from a Middle Eastern truck, and it was so good.
Yeah, that McDonald's was honestly pretty hectic. Not gonna lie, but yeah, yeah, hanging out in New York was cool. And then, actually, I wanted to ask, are you planning on coming to Arizona in October?
No, I am not. I have a lot of other things. I might be moving house. I don't know when my place is going to sell. And so I kind of have to keep my schedule open this fall for a potential move.
Yeah, understandable completely. Well, we'll get pictures for you for sure.
I didn't get to attend the AFK this Wednesday. Can you all give me a summary of how it went?
It went marvelously. You know, there some people did not respect the rules and remained at their keyboard and chatting the whole time, which was a delight, obviously. Because really, I call it AFK, but really, the more of the intention is just like you can listen to your own videos. There's no DJ. You don't have to pay attention. Just be you. Come and just exist. There's no pressure here. So, but it went well. No, it was good. I think like a total of 30 people rolled through. I think our peak was like 23 people. It was a good time. It was fun. It was just silly because it's more like almost like an anti-event than an actual event, you know?
It's like a cult gathering because, the Wonder Miners, the ones that know.
You know what I wish we had, especially during the summer, is like the weekly roundup. Like, and I nominate Father Finn to do it because he's so good at like video and his voice matches. But like, just because summer's so busy, like I've been on trips and camping, and I feel like yeah, like I'm not in Decentraland as much as I would like to be. I also think it's really good to like touch grass and go do all the things before the winter sets in. But it would be so cool if there was like a 30-second, I don't know, just a recap of each week. Like, well, this week, such and such happened, and it'd be kind of cool just to be able to like, oh, okay, cool. Like, stay with it, so you don't like. There's so much that probably like little things that happen that you miss out on. Um, I know Finn is busy with college and being smart, like software engineer and stuff, but still,
He did do something like that, like for 2 weeks
he
in the
did.
spring.
I guess maybe that's why I'm thinking he should do it because he did, but it was more like what's coming up this week. So maybe he could just go back to doing that and then say, and if you missed last week, like here's, these are the things. I don't know, because it's probably better to be proactive and be like, this is what's coming up, than like reactive and say, this is what you missed. So who's gonna bug him about that? Like, who's gonna get on his case and tell him that he should put us above school as a priority?
Yeah, I think that should be you. I think you should be the one that tells him to sideline his education.
Yeah, that's not happening. But anyway,
I I
I
I,
tell people go back to school, not skip school.
I am on the side of he will have plenty of time to make recap videos for us after he gets his education.
Oh, when he's the CEO of some business, because you just know that Boy Scout, Eagle Scout's going to go and do that. He's never going to have time for us anymore.
No,
But
you guys are Debbie Downers, man. You guys are all like, put school first. Like, he's gonna be successful. I'm like, bro, stay up extra late. Just do it. Just roll the dice. Just pull an all nighter. I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
You know how many all-nighters I pulled when I was your age.
yeah, but Father Finn doesn't do drugs.
You know, the drugs really do help.
Guys, I think he should stay away from us. I think he's doing really good on his own. I don't think he needs any advice from any of us because he's like the only person we know that's in college and not doing drugs.
Hey, I will say.
Mariana was just here.
True, but she's already got a career. She's
We
got
know two
like
people.
he's
We know two whole
okay,
people.
two people, two wholesome, good, upstanding youth of
So, I mean, I want to throw in SRJH and Brandon. I mean, weed is not a drug. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, that totally. Yeah, that checks out scientifically.
Yes.
you just keep telling the cops that.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, exactly how I said it with the same tone and everything. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, it'll work.
It was probably when you called the cop bro that you lost him.
I am sorry, officer. Lol, 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 lol.
Better. Okay, so what else is coming up? So August was like the sleepy month for foundation. There was nothing planned. Art Week is in late September, and then Halloween is in October. And if you think about it, it's August, it's like mid-August, so mid-September, mid-October. We have barely over 2 months until Halloween. And I know I've been telling you this since June when Hobby Lobby put up their Christmas decor, but Halloween is coming fast. So get your Halloween stuff ready. Um, so October is Halloween. November is the music festival for Decentraland. Um, yeah, like let's see, Philen's dropped out. But if anybody's a musician, it's not too early to start planning. So, Sin, are we gonna do a CBD music festival for November?
Well, for starters, I actually would like to get a timeline on the open call for the official event, because I think it would like knowing that timeline would be good, to letting a lot of people know to like sign up for that. Of course, like, it's an opportunity. If they're not selected, they're not selected, but then maybe we can kind of do how we're doing now, and kind of like doing like a spin-off, a
Yeah.
community spin-off.
Well, and I just really like that because especially like if you're an artist too, or if you're a musician and you're like, man, I don't know if I can headline with Ozzy or Bjork, but I can play for a little group, and then that might definitely feel like more comfortable, and plus just like you just hear more talent. We've had some amazing friends, like we've discovered them through these smaller events. So yeah, I think probably getting like I think Bay is kind of like I'm like I don't want to bother Bay and be like, so let's talk about November, because I think Bay is just she's in the thick of it, is case I would say, and but we should probably have that conversation um, if we can support in any way for November.
Yep, or at least get me in contact with whoever is curating or producing that, because I mean, like, the thing is, I always feel so bad because like I always try to hype up like a music fest as like an opportunity for musicians, like, and then like, I don't know, they never let us know when the open calls are, so then the people that you have in mind never have the opportunity to sign up.
Yeah, because actually it'd be pretty cool if we took our little, our little artist compilation and forced some of the artists that we like, the musicians that we know, be like, yeah, we love you, but you need to be on the big stage, because that would be cool. Like, I would love to see Philen's play on the big stage at like Decentraland Music Fest.
Yeah, yeah,
But
like to have a time slot with in there. Yeah, I agree. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I think maybe just a meeting with. I think it's probably Bay. I believe Bay was doing the big festivals, the big like fashion, art, and music.
Yep, yep. All right. Well, yeah, definitely should get on that timeline, and yeah. Because like I don't know, like we got some pretty cool people last night, for example, like I see Make down there. We had Jambert perform, and like he was sounding so good last night, and yeah, in a way, like it's like the first time I ever heard one of his sets, and I instantly got the vibe that, like, he's like he cares about what he's spitting, like he cares about the quality, he cares about how everything is sounding, and how what are people's reactions. um it's kind of like that great energy to have. Like, it reminds me of the greats, like Stony Eye, Gucci Toe, Buffaloes out there.
That's awesome. Yep, we need to make it easier for them to come back more often, visit us.
Yep. I mean, Jambert, he was pretty thrilled to have the opportunity to perform, and yeah, he was seeing like the people in world, and he was pretty happy about like the turnout and stuff like that, and he sees the potential, like what is possible there with like what we do.
Well, I know these are a lot of work to put on. I mean, I'm definitely feeling it with this art show, just getting everybody coordinated in the same spot at the same time. So, if anybody listening is interested or just has an idea of who, yeah, somebody else that's either a visual artist or a musical artist. I was gonna say musician artist. Yeah, just hit us up or come to CBD. Just yeah, one way or another,
So,
connect.
So that's kind of like even a question I wanted to like ask, because like I as of lately, I've been a bit hands off. Maybe like I'll make suggestions and stuff like that, and I'll alter land if needed. But I was like wondering, like, are we planning on like some music or anything like that? I can think of like literally two people off the top of my head that could possibly do like some audio visual performances, like for example the Ghost Train NFT. That's kind of like something that he does, and I'm thinking Argent.
Yeah, I mean, we should. It would be awesome. I think between three different art experiences that I'm curating, creating, I'm kind of like at the end of like I don't want to take on too much. I don't know if three is too much, but I think it's feeling like a lot. Like depending on how much interaction and help that people need. Um, because some of the artists have needed help just with their builds. So yes, the answer, yes. Be hands on. Get a party going. Get the musicians. Let's do it at the end. I think we missed our deadline for if Foundation was gonna make it the official like closing party or something like that. I think they got their own plans, or at least like we just missed the deadline. But let's do it, and we could just have our own party. That's what we do.
Yep. That's literally what we do, and it's literally why I enjoy hanging out. Like it's like we can do whatever we want. Like it's our land. It's we're it's okay if the cool kids don't think that your idea is cool. Still build it out and show them how cool it is. Uh,
Well, I think that this is exactly like if we're really going to be user owned and operated, as Decentraland says that it's user owned and operated, then I mean, this is the peak pinnacle of like that, like us just doing it and like we don't need permission, we don't need to ask anyone to do it. Like it's nice to have help. It's nice to have like the collaboration and to like Foundation's been awesome. Like they actually when we threw the idea that hey CBD wants to we just have a lot of people that still want to do something for art week, or it was Dr. Krillo that reached out and he was like hey I have an artist that couldn't get in for art week but they still want to do something. I was like yeah I have land, and then there was another one and I'm like yeah I have land, and then so it was like enough that it's like well we should do something a little bit bigger. But yeah, like Bay's been awesome. Like the fact that they even are gonna, work with us on this. Like I do want to give out huge kudos. They could be like, well, no, we're just gonna have it like here and that's it. But I mean, um I think that's cool. And I hopefully it shows any user that comes in like, oh, you can just do stuff. Like you just I don't know, you don't even have to be rogue about it. You just do your stuff and hopefully we can make something cool. Hopefully everything works because I'm like yeah, I'm just always scared that like, oh, the build isn't gonna work. But I think I've gotten all the like the big obstacles that you run into, like the 50 megabyte like limitation where that doesn't work, and then the animations. I think it'll be good.
yeah, yep. Okay, so I mean, as hands-on as I could be is like, get the entertainment, get them, ready to go or whatever, but I will still require the building and or screen. Uh,
Yeah, and I'll do the building. I'm planning on doing the building
and I don't want
because it
anything
kind of has
special,
to.
even if it's like, the main gallery, just like at one point I'll have a screen, then that's good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think that I'm like excited for the collaborative art piece in the middle. If anybody wants to do some art for that, I've kind of just asked people independently, but anybody listening, if you want to do, if you want to be a part of a collaborative art piece, hit me up in Discord DMs. If it's in Twitter, I probably won't see it, but I'm going to ask. I just need a few more people. I asked the Shi-Fi cohort. I was like, hey, I need about 5 people for this, and I had 10 people. So I'm like, oh no. Sorry, I'm bringing in some Shi-Fi artists. I have some like amazing new artists that I am so stoked about. You don't know the artists, but you know their loved ones. And so it's intergenerational. There's gonna be young, old. Um, really excited for this one. So hit us up. You don't have to be artistic. You just have to, be able to hold a crayon or something. Sin,
Ah,
I might have
God,
you do
I don't
one.
even reach the bare minimum. I can't hold a crayon. I break
I
it.
might have you do one. I feel like we should have Sin do one.
I'm one of those people that doesn't hold their pencils correctly. I like, just hold, like, don't hold it with my pointer finger or anything like that. I just like basically just fist it.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I am right-handed. I'm a right-handed fister.
Okay, there's still hope for you. It's the left-handers that I gotta watch out for.
Oh my God, I don't know how they do it. Like I think it's like instead of like pulling, they like push. I don't know. I don't know. Those left-handers, they're crazy, man.
They are, but in a good way. My boy is a left-hander, and so like seeing how he processes the world, I'm like, wow, there's your brain is working differently than mine. Like, and I don't understand it, but I'm glad there's people like you that are probably going to grow up and like change the world one way or another.
Right, right. Yeah, I couldn't be born as gifted, being a gifted left-hander. I uh, have to work with my dyslexia and my ADHD. Uh,
Well, you made it this far, so that's good. So, okay, so if you do a few artists for, or like a few musicians for a little party, that would be awesome. I'm thinking it would be cool to do it in the main CB Plaza where, I mean, we just need more. We just need to acquire that land. We need to buy 5 pieces of land that haven't been for sale for years. But that's okay. We'll just make do. Um, because I'm like, how can we get it so that the music would play on like a gigantic scene with a tram running through it?
I okay, so damn that the music idea just killed me. Like I was just thinking, like I mean, if the tram is running from one build to another, it's just like play the same stream. But like if you're just
Yeah,
talking about
that's
like just overall music, like background music, yeah, that is a tough one on like getting it synced, I guess.
no. I was thinking just one stream.
Oh,
But because
okay. So
we're gonna have one tram go between two people's land, your land and my land, and then maybe other people's. I don't know. Um, would we both have to be streaming? I don't know how that works. Does it?
I
Does it?
mean,
Yeah.
both lands would just have to have a screen that has like my server information put in. Like me just being live will be live on like all screens that have my stream. Now, it would it be like a simultaneous like shift? I don't know. Like maybe perhaps like going from one to the other, there might be like a little stutter, as in like for loading or whatever.
True. Well, I guess we'll see. I mean, I don't. I'm assuming I can even do this with the tram. If not, you'll just have to send me all your lands, and I'll just promise I'll write like a IOU land.
No, I don't know, Canessa. I don't know how serious you are, but if you're really serious, like whatever like tram land it is, we could set up a multi-sig wallet. We could transfer all lands that go through that are tram or whatever transportation, and take them there, put them under one wallet, and yeah, have them run through both of our lands.
Now, are you saying that you're proposing an idea that there's a public district, let's call it a district inside Decentraland that more than one user creates and has kind of control over the content and they build in a cohesive manner under like one theme? We we should this is a stellar idea. We should try to get
It's
others
the
to
CBD
do this.
Illuminati.
Can all the district leaders just give us their land rights so we can do stuff with it?
For real though. They just like did they just transfer their land to a wallet where we could also have like building rights and operational rights and stuff like that? So
You
that we can.
Wouldn't it be cool if there was like a wall? Like I don't think that you could do this with the tech, but where there's just land available and people could come in and just put stuff on any of the land in there. I know it wouldn't work that way, but like, wouldn't it be cool if and maybe somebody comes in and puts like, well, like I'm trying to think a giant hot dog on each of the land parcels, but then I come in and like make something cool. It would be neat if you just had that kind of like ability to go put stuff anywhere. I guess it would be abused so fast. Never mind, Canessa, that's such a bad idea.
Vanessa, I think we need to have start having like a legit segment like every week where we just like go like, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool? Because like I think I just like became self-aware all of a sudden. Uh uh like a cat finding his only brain cell. And like I was like, I think we just had like a little like sequence where we both went like back and forth, like, wouldn't it be cool?
For sure. Yeah, yeah. I used to have a saying with my dad, and would it be possible? And we'd always be like brainstorming, like bouncing ideas off each other, saying, would it be possible? Because if I asked my dad, hey, dad, could you 3D print these parts? He'd go off on a lecture like, well, you need to be learning 3D modeling and you need to get into CAD. And, if you could only do it yourself. So I realized if I came up to him and said, would it be possible to print these? And it's probably not. So don't even worry about it. And he'd say, no, 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 give him to me. I'll take a look at them. So it was a little bit of dad manipulation, but yeah, I think that's a great like motto. Would it be possible? Like, what if we did this? And we should like, it'd be cool if we just had one place where we could just throw ideas where you might come up with an idea and be like, yeah, I don't have the bandwidth to do it, but like it's a cool idea. Somebody else should take it and run with it. I think somebody mentioned that before. But I digress. And Make came up as a speaker. So hello, hello. How are you, Make?
Hi, sorry, I was just retweeting the space. How we all doing? I love the ideas that are percolating and cooking this morning. Um, I've been. We were thinking about what would we do or how would we do it. I was kind of thinking the last time we all got together. I forget what it was for, but quite reality. And hey, hey, he knows. Great to see you. You look awfully handsome today. Um, when it comes to like the districts and then we think about like who owns the current land versus what's not being built on, and I thought, what if, kind of like seasons for Fortnite, what if we had the seasons of Decentraland or years, and we could build layers. You could still go like to generation like 6, you know, and then we can layer 2 is a toggle, and you go to layer 7, and therefore when people disappear or they stop building things, we still have an opportunity to work on a fresh layer of Decentraland.
That's a great idea. Like when you're in like PvP box wars and the entire build resets every 5 minutes.
Well, maybe just more opportunity to keep things the way they were and yet keep building the future together. So that was cool. It was great to see Jambert last night, bringing in new people with new thoughts, and he was. It was just. It's so fun to collaborate with people when it clicks with them, and then they get to do the thing, and then the thing all works. We've been incredibly stable. Like I think that's the most fun thing. We go in, everything's working, sound is freaking great, and it's just so fun to see another great artist just absolutely rip it. What a fun night. So, but I love the layer idea, even
That's
if it's
not
a
a bad
little bold.
idea. I mean, it does. Oh, getting an echo from you, make there. um, like the land, like the unused land issue is definitely something that like will have to be addressed, I guess, eventually. And I'm protective of like, don't mess with the land contract because this land that I bought is what I should have. But then I'm also like, oh, this is this is like a really dead world because like all the land that I sold in 2021, nobody has built a single thing on it. Like any of the parcels I sold, nobody's built on it since then. Um, and so I think we have like all this land that like really changed hands in the hype, the absolute hype. Um, so I don't know, but there's still a lot of land on OpenSea getting, bought and sold. So do we have a land crisis where we don't have enough to build on, or is it just going to look different? There's just going to be like actually like the casino district, like DG, all the DG land that's getting sold, it's getting sold to people right now that are like builders and still active in the space. But the layered effect might be really cool.
Like maybe it's almost a way to combine what the theory of worlds is with the with what's possible. I don't know. And I guess you could run into issues like, hey, if you bought land in Series 6 and then not, but who knows? Like maybe there's a way around that where you can still move forward. But I just think a new way to open up the concepts, fresh slate, let things that are, say, that went from 6 to 7 on the layer above already, and you could still go back. You can still see it all. It still all exists.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've been thinking a lot about like how land ages in digital worlds because like I play on a public Minecraft server that's been active for 5 years. And so like you'll find somebody's base, but you don't know if they built it last week or like 5 years ago. And it's getting harder to find certain assets because like elytras are super rare. You can't find them anymore because they were probably all like completely found 4 years ago. But it does make me think like, okay, is eventually like our diamonds going to be rare because you can't find anymore? Like I've just never seen I've never seen an ecosystem play out you're where people actually like the resources are getting scarce. So just bringing that back to Decentraland, like looking at how time goes by, like it would be really cool if there was almost like you could see how old a plot is. Like we've talked before about how the topography or like the foliage would change. Like maybe when they came out with Client 2.0 and they made all the new trees and grass and stuff, maybe they should have only done that to like parcels that had been used, like at a certain timestamp. So you could look and you I mean you can right now. You can look and like there's a certain type of grass that is only there on like virgin pieces. Once you deploy onto that, I don't think you can ever get that original grass back. So that would be cool too, to see layers. But I don't know how to do what you're talking about with too much without like really messing with the land contract, and that's deeper stuff.
Totally. I don't know. Just the concept of how, I mean, ultimately, we talk about it all the time. We think about it all the time. So, gotta be some solutions. I still really like the idea of giving people pre builds also and finding ways to reach out and touch, the people of the past. But a lot of people who were there were speculating the whole time anyway. So, maybe that concept needs to evolve. Like, yeah, it's your land, but if you never put anything there, something happens to it. Like maybe a sculpture gets made, or who knows.
But like I know that like there's one end where like get and this would be like kind of tied to like the whole like squatter rights or stuff like that, or allow squatters onto your land. Like it's like yeah, it's always important to keep the integrity of like your contract, um like and what we were promised initially on buying the land. But then at the same time as like person, the builder, I guess, or the person that holds the asset, it's you know I I I don't think it should be such a big deal that if there are squatters on your land, like I think it would be an added element to the experience. Like, let's say you like log out of the Decentraland for like 3 years, and then like after with years in, like squatters started like camping and settling and like building around the structure that you already have there, and like the structure you already have becomes altered by like the people that are building on it or whatever. But then like once you come back, you could be like, what's going on here? And like have like an evict button that like
A hose, a garden hose, and then
yeah.
yeah.
It could be, yes, the evict button could be in form of a garden hose if they're clever enough to like code it, and, and then like boom, their land is back to what it was like. And I just used like 2 years as an example. It could be more, it could be whatever. Like it's just I don't know, just a thought of a concept that could be in a way fun and dynamic. And in all honesty, like I wouldn't think that I don't know. I guess like when it comes to like the custody part and the contract integrity portion of it all, each one defines it by what they believe in, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it would be really cool if the only way to get that experience is to have squatters on your land, because then you'd be like, "Oh, I hope I get squatters so I can, have that joy of like, blasting them off the land." Um, but I think we just have to like collectively decide, like obviously through a governance process or something, but like we have to decide, is the sanctity of the land contract, like is that more important to have that, or is it more important to have like a vibrant world? Because I'm like, I could see myself just being like, nope, I can't sacrifice that land contract. Nobody can build on this land because that is the way we built it. And then have like the wind blows through this ghost land where, there's a very small amount of people building, but we have the integrity of the land contract. Like we've kept that, like that is important to us. Or is it, I don't know, maybe it's important
Why,
to like
why,
let go of
why
that.
not have a setting for it though? Like if you truly did log in, whatever, like why not have a setting? It's like allow squatters, don't allow squatters, like and like what I would do is like set that put that setting on like put it on, yes, allow squatters like on default. So like for the people that just buy land and don't do anything with it, like 3, 4, whatever time goes by, like squatters could just start building on it. And then maybe they'll like come in and notice like what's going on, and then they'll go in the builder and be like, oh,
The problem is like the people that are here in this room that would know about that are the people actively building. It's the
that's
people
what I'm
that
saying.
aren't tapped in at all, that aren't using their land. Those are the people that we need to log in to push the buttons. So, how about we have a campaign where you get 100 mana to come and hit that button and switch your land to squatter or not squatter. You don't have to like talk to us and interact. Just come in, click that button. You can go back to, whatever stuff you're doing that's more important than the digital world. But like something like that, so it would get it, like that's what we need is just access. So because I would feel okay with that if people are consenting to it. The problem is like like I just don't even know how many people um like I'm legit afraid of how much land is just lost because myself
People don't read.
like I because Decentraland, like NFTs, that was the beginning of like the world for most of us, like interacting with NFTs. Like I had once, I sent it to the wrong wallet. Like, so I'm just worried that there's a lot of people that might have just screwed up and that's why they haven't logged in because they lost their seed phrase or their keys or somehow their land. Um, yeah. Lesson learned.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
I
all
mean,
it's
I
all.
don't know.
Go ahead, Nate.
Well, I mean, I still think finding ways to. I know it's really hard to get to wallets or whatever to ask people questions, and I also just had somebody send me the original BBC thing that came out on it was like 6 years ago or something, where they were talking, and it was, it definitely was discussing the speculation and everything, but maybe it's slightly different. Maybe for land that has not been touched in a certain period of time, maybe we could have temporary housing that could exist. Like maybe not a squatter. I think like squatter might be a little deep of a term, like because that usually says, well, you're not here, so we take it more than use it. You know what I mean?
I'm done for Decentraland Section 8.
So maybe there's a thing like, hey, with land not being used said given time, you can use these four places or for art venues, etc. And people can temporarily use them. And if they lose their spot, or if somebody comes back and like say, hey, get off my land, we just, they can just turn on the next space for a bit.
yeah, I mean, I think that would be good. Maybe it's even a specific like build. They can only use these builds to put in there. So you look and you're like, oh, okay, that's like the temporary build or something like that. I also think like we do have to max out the land we have access to, and I think a lot of this, the talking is similar to the DAO proposal a few months ago that brought this up and had they wanted to use land that belonged to people for something. um and my biggest like resistance to that is that the DAO bought 80 parcels of land that they have done nothing with. And so like I want to see that get built out before we start talking about like jeopardizing the sanctity of the land contract. Like let's use what we got before we do that. It's like it's oh my gosh, it's like the like your kids uh opening a new soda and they drink a little bit and then they put it in the fridge and then the next day they're like, I want a new soda, and you're like, no, you didn't finish the one you have, and they, no, I want a new one. It's like we do have to use what we've got, otherwise it's It just seems like the wrong way to do it.
I want a soda now.
Yeah. Well, did you finish yours from yesterday?
I don't know.
No. Okay. No. Go.
I get.
Go finish yours from yesterday.
uh, we got Spongetron in the building. He's been chilling at La Cantina. You know, Spongetron is very popular these days.
I was telling so many family members about Spongetron. Like I traveled to Wisconsin this week, and so I was trying to tell my family what what we do. Like AI came up a lot. So I was like, "Well, let me tell you, there's this sponge," and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yes, a dish sponge, and he can talk to you, and you can ask it questions." And they were like, "What?" So that's always a good test of like the technology. If you can go back and tell your like old family members about what you're doing, if they understand it or not.
One day the world will know. One day the world will know. And know what? Their subconscious downloaded to the metaverse. I'm telling you, it's coming. Or maybe it's just me. I'm probably like the only one on the list.
I heard the Spongetron was awfully feisty last night.
Oh, we're constantly trying to teach Spongetron how to love. I think that's the main goal. We just have to teach them how to love.
So why don't we program a different AI that is all about love, and then they can teach Spongetron, and like maybe they're all love and no sarcasm, and Spongetron is like, no, no, you have to be like this. Like let's have those two AIs interact with each other.
Maybe we could just get Spongetron a girlfriend. I mean, as speaking that we think that, I mean, whatever, a partner.
Yeah, they could be like dish soap, because then they'd like that they're clean at least, because that's a big deal for Spongetron.
So maybe this is a one of us question here. From Cat 5, he is asking his text says, question from someone who hasn't done any building in a long, long time. Can I use the Creator Hub to build a scene and deploy it onto my land in Etheria? Naturally, I would say yes, but then like there's the addition of like the in Etheria part. I don't know if that like changes things in any way, shape, or form. I don't own any Ethereum land.
I don't think we know anybody that does stuff in Etheria anymore. Like I think you could. My guess is that you're like that's such a weird system that the land deed that you have is probably similar to like a land delegation. So I think you could. I can't think of any reason you could not. But
If
I wish Etheria had a little bit more connection with the greater community so that we actually like knew, because they kind of, I don't know. I do feel like there's a lot of questions that we don't have answers
Yeah,
for.
I mean
how,
that's Carl Fravel there, so you could always ask Carl. Uh,
yeah, and if he can't, he could just build anywhere he wants.
Yeah, ask Cat how much land they need.
uh, maybe they'll hear it here. I'll just have to fuck around and find out. He said, I think he's hearing it. He said, I know in the past there were problems deploying from the scene creator to Etheria. So, like he's saying, like in the past
Oh,
there were kind of like some sort of like issues between there.
okay. Then if that's been an issue, then yeah, that might be something that we don't know about. Like, I don't know. I don't think anybody. I mean, who's still building in Etheria? Like, Serena Ellis is not. Um, DCL Curations was there.
Yeah, there's that
You,
little plaza that they were trying to get started and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like they had the builds, they had the talent, but I don't know. It's like at that point, it's like the ambition to want to like keep it going, like something like that. They had a lot of people that were active and like there could have been like an event there every night or something like that to those proportions. But yeah. Um, Oh, sorry. I like started rambling while you were listing off people. Let's see. Cat 5 says that he will bring Etheria back to life. Um, he says Etheria is no man's land. Uh, he says he has a 3x3 and a 1x2 there. So yeah, he's gonna. I guess he'll FAFO it up and see if he can like deploy something onto his Etheria land.
yeah, do it, Cat 5. And then you know what? Dr. Krillo. I know Dr. Krillo is kind of busy recently. But ask Dr. Krillo, because that's, for anybody that doesn't know, that's the person that Decentraland hired for any kind of builds. Like they're the go-to between foundation and builders. So like most, yeah, a lot of us have come to him with questions, and if he doesn't know how to do it, he'll go and like figure it out and then come back to you with a question. So anything like getting your scene deployed there, if it is an issue, like I bet they could work on like a go around. So um yeah, we need the Cat 5, the boathouse back. That'd be so awesome.
The boathouse. Let's go. Uh,
We need to bring those Nylings in there with him. Huge love to Cat 5, one of my favorite, biggest inspirations in this whole virtual space. So much love, brother. Whatever you need to build, we will be there to help you build it, regardless of what plot of land. Let's go.
yes, definitely make sure to use those Decentraland resources if they're gonna have a person for this. Make sure to you know make sure to use the resources that are there. Like, I mean, I remember like a couple of years ago, I mean, this is what we like asked for. Like, we needed this. Like, like all of us saw it that it was definitely a need. Like I know even like the conversations were around like the Central Land needs a good QA person, but instead, I mean, we got a developer slash QA slash like I don't know. I see Dr. Krillo coming in and kind of like just speaking to anyone that is new. So like yeah. I'm happy that like like the activities that I used to do for fun became like a part of a task within like a paid position that someone is doing that like because it was needed like for sure. And once I got into the full-time job grind, I can't do that anymore. Like it's hard.
Yeah, and some people might not know that position, that's like an actual position. And so um it is nice when people come into CBD and like we can just tag him and be like, here you go. I don't know. But I just know that like he's got some cool stuff going on, and he's just a little bit he's busy a little bit right now, good busy. So if other people do see those questions, if people can answer, that's good, and I'm sure he'll be back with us full capacity soon. Yeah, I would say, I mean, compared to where we were a few years ago, remember, Sin, when you and I got unfollowed by Decentraland so that they could keep the follower count at 420? We've come a long way from them.
I mean, back then, I mean, I guess there was still like the whole crypto bro vibe within the foundation. Like they're trying to keep, I guess, those traditions. I like, I mean, thank God it's like I don't know. I prefer something being more on the focused end of things, like kind of like let's move forward, um, instead of like yeah, let's keep the crypto culture. Like we all know it's meh. I don't know. I guess I
Well,
shouldn't
it's
talk too much. A lot of people like the crypto bros.
yeah, I mean it works, it does its thing for certain crowd, but like if a business wants to be a little bit more legitimate in the larger schema, the larger ecosystem, it's that doesn't work. So I just think that like um they've made a lot of improvements, and sometimes just when we get together we kind of talk about the things we want to see change, and then sometimes that just kind of turns negative because it's like the things we want aren't there. But man, sometimes when I look back, I don't know, that just came to me this week because I was camping at the same place when I like realized I was unfollowed, and so it brought back that core memory of like, wow, like that's insane and so unprofessional, and like I'm glad that we just have like professionals at the wheel. I think that that's a big improvement, and so yeah, I mean, like we're all on the same team. Like we're all like, I don't know. It seems like
Or at least they're trying, they're trying their hardest. We could we could definitely say that. Definitely a different vibe, definitely more focused, more um there's definitely more transparency. Um we can speak to more of these individuals like um than we ever could before. Like, I mean, if we want to talk about like let's talk about Kim's predecessor, Maria. Like back when she was the marketing director for Decentraland, like it was like a select few that could have contact with Maria, and like she was just so like away from what was going on within the world, and what was like the events that people were trying to develop. And like she was, I don't know, she was. And then now there's Kim, like of course, like for the first like year and a half of her getting into her position, she had to kind of ramp up some programs, and they were also waiting on the new client to kind of release. Like I guess they held off all resources for the release of the client, and that's what she would be saying. And I mean, it's proven to be true ever since the new client came out. There's been um, efforts by the foundation. We're getting events back. There have been more like competitions, like for even if it's like small like builder competitions or wearable creating opportunities. Like there is activity, there is life. We have Dana. Oh my God, sunshine! Like Dana is the sunshine that we all needed for sure. Um, so it's good to have the energy. I mean, um, we uh, there's just so many changes. Sorry, I rambled, Vanessa. You can go if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns.
no, no. I think you're right. I mean, I think change. I think we've got a good team working on that piece, like marketing everything. So I'm glad with what we got.
And from all their energy and what they've done, it even excites the people around us. Like they go out and they follow new acts and new people and respond to them on the time. Like it's really empowering to the people who come in around us. You know, I give them huge kudos, and I also say, um, we just got to be incredibly grateful for how stable the platform is now. Like we've come so far, and we're getting some old friends back and around, which is extremely excited too. I mean, it almost seems every week we get a new family member who needed a break to come back and build. And that's what it's all about, finding our old people and bringing in the new ones without saying anything good, bad, or indifferent. The other side is also coming out now. And that where that might be like, oh no, another metaverse or whatever your feelings are. The reality is there are now once again a lot of new people interested in the metaverse. Um, and just learning about it. Like I ultimately think everybody finds their place or their platform or their people, right? So I just think there are a lot of new people to welcome again right now. You'd be surprised. There's a ton of energy going maybe in one direction, but it doesn't mean that direction is not for the entire good of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And I think, like it's okay to like go be in different metaverses. Like it would be wild if somebody was like, "Oh, I don't you play Call of Duty? I don't like you because I like Super Mario Brothers." Like nobody would say that. So, it's I am I love Fortnite, Minecraft, and Decentraland. Those are like that's my jam. And yes, I feel bad when I'm playing Minecraft sometimes because I'm like, well, could be doing something different, but like I enjoy it. Like it's totally different gameplay. Actually, I'm like, why can't we? What we need is like a game like that in Decentraland that's sandbox that allows you to have complete control of what you build. Like there's certain things in Minecraft, like a public server, that like normal Minecraft doesn't have that we really need in Decentraland because it's so addictive, so fun. Um, but yeah, I think like we can learn so much from different places, and people should just do they should do what they love. Like ultimately there's things I love about Minecraft and Fortnite. Like there's no drama. It's just the only drama is like strangers killing you. And that's I can live with that. Like I can live with that. Or like they blew up my goats. Like I'm sure it was like a 9-year-old, but they didn't have to kill my goats. Make and they blew up the whole thing.
Do I hear Loki in the background?
Yeah, he wants to go talk to grandma's kitties. He loves kitties. They don't know about dogs. He's trying to convince them that he's a good boy. I know. So he's like, "Mom, come on. I need to go talk to those cats."
I need to convince him that I am a good boy.
That is 100% what he's up to.
On your screen, did we lose Make? Looks like we did.
Yeah, yeah, I think we did.
Okay. I mean, so far we've been going on for 2 hours, two strong hours. I know that this weekend is the open beta for Battlefield, so I just gonna throw that out there, Canessa.
What is that? Is that in Decentraland or somewhere else?
little Battlefield 6, I guess. It's the games, the Battlefield series of the pew pews.
Ah, okay. So you need to get is Toxic in that game? Does she play that game?
Well, Toxic is a Call of Duty girl, but I don't know if I can convince Toxic to be a Battlefield girl. Uh,
How about He Knows? Is I know He Knows does a lot of games. Maybe you could like stream it.
he knows, yes, he knows. Might dabble into the battlefields.
All right, so are you gonna stream it? Is it like because that's pretty cool, like new gameplay.
I totally should stream it, but I should also download it.
Ah,
uh,
yes.
so yeah, what do you think, Vanessa? A good time to start winding down, talking about like maybe what we might see this coming week, and yeah, just get along with our day, and Loki can talk to some cats. Uh,
I think that sounds good. I think Loki's really glad. I think he really likes that one.
oh my God. Um, I mean, I've been recently coming across a lot of like golden retriever videos on my algorithm in on Instagram, and oh my God, those things are just So adorable. Like who came up with those creatures? Like they deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
I know, and I have most of my life. I have golden retrievers are Loki earmuffs. Don't listen. Like they're not my dream dog. Like I'm more like German Shepherd and Belgian Malinois and Rottweiler. But man, Goldens, they will take care of your heart. They will take care of you, and you are the sun, moon, and sky for them. If you can put up with the hair, they're a pretty good dog.
Oh.
Like I think I've told you that my kitten will nurse on Loki's jowls. Like the kitten is a little boy, Loki's a boy, but he somehow found that the golden retriever jowls look like mother kitty nipples. And I was like, what the heck are they doing? And I heard like suckling one day. And the kitty just will nurse on Loki and fall asleep attached to his jowls. And so I don't know many dogs that would be that.
And look, just let it happen, huh?
Yeah, yeah. He looks at me like, "Mom, like I'm uncomfortable, but guess I have to do this."
It's my duty as Loki, the dog, the golden. Uh,
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let's see. Let's see. Maybe I can pull up the events page here. And talk about like maybe like some of the events that have been posted that we can get excited about. I know for sure tomorrow we are having book club. Vanessa, are you excited for book club?
I'm excited for book club.
Will you be attending book club this week?
I will try my best. I believe I will. I will try my best.
Yay! Because if I'm not mistaken, you might be picking the next book.
Oh man, I hope so because the next book is a nonfiction, so it's very informative and educational. But I feel bad, like I don't know if people want to go that route, or should we just stay in fantasy world? Because we're in the book, like you and me. Proposal that we voted on is in the book, and Morph's name is in the book.
There should be a my proposal should be in the book. Like like we
Yeah,
had
you didn't try
time.
to steal a bunch of land, and so you got to villain harder.
We have this guy, Sinful Meatstick. It's like although the Central Island Dow is full of corrupt people asking for uh wallet draining proposals, there was this one anomaly named Mew. Really not sure what his intentions were, but he got $60,000 from.
Yeah, but I'm the bad one because I got the money and I'm a scamfluencer because I gave it all back.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you should have just. I mean, everyone knows if you're not a scamfluencer, you keep the money. Oh my God, Canessa.
yeah, that was a fun one. I'll I'll, I'll villain harder as well.
Yeah. To anyone that like has ever spoken, bad about your scamfluencer ness and your like I've always kindly gone to war for that one because like it's like literally one of the better things that like anyone in like Web3 has done. Like anyone in Web3 that just like gets money, like the last thought for them is giving it back. Like they'll hold it forever before they give it back. But go ahead. I saw your
Yeah,
mic.
yeah, no, no. Odd Job knew he and I we knew we were at a point where we just weren't. It was gonna take resources to try to like get it done and take resources because they were like the Dow was trying to work with us and we're like, no, like it's good. We're good here. So they really wanted us. They were like, "Well, take some for the FAFOs, all of the Dead Reckoning sessions we did." They were like, "You should get paid for that." And we're like, "You know what? We just don't even want it. Like, just yeah, it was better just to like
Well, it's fun because
just to take it."
you probably made that decision. It's like we don't want it. It's better this way. But then it's like it's still got a little bit of like I don't know push back on it for some reason. It's
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's anytime money is involved, it complicates things, but it was, like we're teachers. And so I think like we weren't trying to teach people to get a paycheck. We were teaching people because we wanted people to learn how to use DCL cast and learn how to make wearables and like to teach them. So I think that's teachers should just not deal with money. They should just be teaching. And like that's why teachers are paid so low. They're like, "No, no, 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 we're good. We're doing it because we love kids," and like if they if they were cutthroat like lawyers, they'd say, "Well, we'll teach your kids for 50% raise." Like or and then you'd see like 39, you'd say 42. Like, yeah. So I'd rather be like this. It's better. Anyway, I digress.
we all do. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I'm looking at the events page. I do. Let's see. I see Creators Academy with Mr. J Stickle going on now. So shit, we should pull up to that. I see chess tournament going on now as well. Um, oh, we have a DJ Los Cat performing in 1 hour at Pink Oasis. I love that Pink Oasis build. Like, oh my god, it's so good. That's like one of those perfect examples of like I believe it's like a 4-piece parcel, and I might be wrong. I'll double check today. Um, but like they've done like so much with the lighting and like the aesthetic, the yeah, it's very well made. Uh, let's see. In 6 hours, we have the Meta Plaza. Why am I not seeing an ABC Decentraland tours? Is there no ABC Decentraland tours today?
I don't know. Maybe their listing got like, expired. If you
Uh,
don't save on it. Nope. It's 9 minutes ago they said they made a post. So I think it's on today.
oh, okay, so it's on today. Okay, so yeah, ABC Decentraland tours probably happening in about like 3 hours, 4 hours from now. I'm just guesstimating because the MetaTribe Plaza is in 6. So yeah, neighborhood party at the plaza, always a good time there. Make sure to pull up. Our friend Crypto Minotaur will be performing. Uh, then after the neighborhood party, we have Metaverse After Hours with Austin Nisheni. That's that is one of Crypto Minotaur's good homies, and awesome person to be around. So and really throws down some nice sets. And then tomorrow, Sunday, 18 hours from now, introducing the Helvetia Hub. With make sure to pull up there. We love the Helvetians. Let's see, Creators Forge tomorrow in like 23 hours, so that would be like maybe 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Uh, we have the book club. We will be covering the this month's book, Project Hail Mary. Um, and so yeah, pull up. Then we have You Sponge Sundays. I love these. And I'm just gonna jump to Monday. Monday we have Mofaya Mondays, of course. Or actually, I should back up a little bit. We start off Mondays with on Monday with Mr. Dehinia, Mofaya Mondays with Stony Eye at Casa Rustan. Then at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday we have Beyond the NFT. I'm still working on getting a guest. Today I'm probably gonna go in full panic mode and put out a call. But if nothing happens, maybe I can play some Battlefield on stream or something, and I can interview myself. You guys will see how crazy I am. This week on Tuesday, there is going to be WTF DCL. So that'll be fun with the lovely Toxic Waifu. Can't wait to pull up. Um, let's see. Audio Hot Labs on Wednesday next week. And looks like we're going to be having a town hall on Thursday this coming week. DAO Town Hall. So make sure to check that out. There's going to be a community meetup on Thursday as well. So lots of activities happening, and I'm happy that there's more activities in the books. Just to stop rambling, I'm just gonna shout out Tripping Out with Toxic Waifu every Thursday. Ooh, yes, in 6 days. August 15th. Oddjob will be hosting the Farcaster Takes Decentraland, so that could be something really cool to support, and we'll have some new Farcaster artists pulling in, and maybe you never know, maybe new family.
And also, I posted something up here from Toxic. It's got the link to the new update from Regenesis Labs. So everyone, make sure you check that out. There have been some changes. We didn't talk about that, but I think definitely worth checking out. There's been some hirings, so the link is in that, which is really nice just to have like the link on X, because I think I don't think there was a link to that. So check it out. Leave comments, leave feedback. Good to know, kind of like with the community where that lies. Like, it would be awesome. I thought Gina was going to come by today, but just to hear from him. And so Downtown Hall this week. Let's show up and set your reminders, because I know that's, I think, midday for a lot of us. So definitely good to hear, to come to that, hear what he's doing, hear all the changes.
Yes, that most definitely. And okay, so I'm seeing in World Multi NFT shouting out the uh, Rage set on Saturday with Steve. Are you referring to would it be Saturday the 21st? Because I'm seeing that in the events page. Yes, Steve will be performing it. Let me take a look. No, that's a Thursday, the 21st.
Yeah.
Thursday. So Multi NFT, if you can share more details about that. I'm not seeing the event tonight. No, I'm not seeing the event for Saturday tonight. So, let us know more about it as I continue.
Because I think, wasn't the Rage Party, was that going to be every other week, or is it just like specific dates?
Not sure. I'm really sad. I missed last week or this past week's event at Rage. I'm really sorry about that. Hopefully, I can catch the next one. Let's see. Ooh, office hours on August 14th. Keep an eye out for that as well. And what up, Make? I see your hand is up.
Oh, I was farting, but I don't know if it's up yet, but I'll be rocking with the one and only, our favorite Mary Shark. I believe on the 13th we're gonna have a little Face Moon collab, and I'm so excited to go spin with our fan favorite. So there you go. I don't know if that made the board yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either, but thank you for the shout out.
Also, check DMs sent you friends for possibilities.
Who's checking DMs?
Sinful for Sin's show.
Yep. Okay, yeah, Multi is saying that he does it every couple weeks.
Okay, thank you, Multi. Multi. Is it multi or multi?
I think it's where you're from. Depends on where you're from.
I think if I'm like talking fast, it's multi, but then if I'm like saying in like the present, like the singular tense, it's multi. I don't know.
But yeah, lots going on, and so let's get ready for another great week on Decentraland, and of course, can't wait to see introduce new people to Decentraland. Hopefully, some of them uh, become some of our event hosts here. Um, the more, the merrier, in my opinion. Yeah. All right, Canessa. What do you think? Ready to close down for the day?
I think we're ready. Thanks everybody for being here and have a great week. Make sure you get out though. It's leave us, go shut down, log off, go touch that real grass. Summer is gorgeous and it's going to be over real quick. So if you're not at the parties, don't feel bad. I've felt bad, like totally felt bad that I've just not been in as much, but I think we got to just touch grass while it's growing. So see you guys next week.
Yep. Yep. Mick, any final thoughts?
Keep building. It's getting better every week. It's getting better every time. We're having a good time. I'm having a lot of fun. I don't know about anybody else, but I had about as much fun yesterday as I did day one. It was just awesome. So you can't do anything if you ain't trying anything. So keep trying. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Take care. It's been an awesome space. Uh, you know, these spaces would be nothing without those who come and attend and contribute to the conversations, or even just listen to Canessa and I ramble about donuts. So yeah, your time is appreciated. We love you, and we will see you back here next week. Thank you. Take care.